Welcome back to Questing Beast. We're going to look at another book of mine that I got recently. This is Yoon-Suin, The Purple Land. It is a setting book for D&D or D&D-like games. It's a fantasy setting that's kind of a mix of India and China, but India and China as perceived by people in the Middle Ages. So it's a fantastic, exaggerated, not terribly accurate version of it, but mixed up with lots of D&D-isms. It's a big book. I believe you can get it off of Lulu, where they you can have it printed for you and sent to you. The layout is not terribly interesting, but in terms of content, it's absolutely packed with amazing content. It has some pretty solid maps that really let you see what's going on. There's the Yellow City, which is one of the main metropolises of the area. The God River, the Oligarchies, Mountains of the Moon, Lower Drukyul, the 100 Kingdoms, which I get the sense is more like India over there, and it's more like China over here, but it's all kind of mashed together, so you can't really tell. A fascinating thing about it is that it does not provide one single setting, right? You don't have to read the whole book to understand how the whole world works. What the book does is it allows you to randomly generate a setting as you need it, which is a fascinating idea. You can roll on these tables and it will create NPCs, it will create factions, it will create locations, it will create hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of plot hooks. So you will always have adventure in any direction that you wish to go. So for example, let's look at one of these. This is if you want to start a game in the Yellow City and the Topaz Isles. You can start out by the PC's social circle, choose a role of group type, then a source of conflict with a rival group. So you can create a bunch of random groups here and what they're up to. So you can create, a noble house, a cockroach clan, conflict source, madness, ambition, addiction, etc. Then if you go over to the cockroach clan, roll a die, get some random NPCs, expert breeder, strongman, butcher, the headman's favorite daughter, etc., other NPCs, and randomly generate hooks. What's going on in the cockroach clan? What's there to have a game about? And you have things like the clan is in danger of being destroyed by a more powerful rival, the cockroaches have contracted unknown disease, the clan have discovered a valuable heirloom that was lost by a powerful NPC in a rubbish heap. And then they have this for all of these different possible factions. So you have an almost unlimited number of hooks, more than you will ever use. And you're always going to have an interesting game just spring to life by randomly generating parts of your own Yoon-Suin. Etc., etc., etc. Random locations and encounters, for example, around the Yellow City. 2d6 slugmen dandies who invite the PC to play dominoes with them. A pickpocket targets the PCs. A dead body lying in a gutter and a figure fleeing the scene. A sacrifice victim carried to a nearby shrine. He or she screams for the PCs to help, offering a reward of some kind. So you can have your players just walking around a city, and every so often just roll on this table and something interesting will happen that you can use. This allows for playing games with very little prep and yet still having extremely interesting adventures. Creating random neighborhoods, smugglers, mines, the resources there, the twists for all these different possible locations. Tons of possible monsters, most of them which are Chinese or Indian or Tibetan themed. I love the art. The art is very simple, but it's extremely evocative. It's done by, let's see, well, the book is written by David McGrogan. That's his blog right there. I'll put a link to it. It's a great D&D blog. And the art is by, it doesn't say here. I'll put it in the description if I can find it. But I love the artist. It reminds me of Quentin Blake, who did a lot of those kids' illustrations. It's very loose. let's see if we can find some other interesting elements here. So where are we here? Bandit hideouts, farming villages. If you're traveling through the countryside, interesting things will happen there. Interesting things will happen everywhere that you go. So if you're looking to start a new D&D campaign in a extremely different setting, and yet not have to do a whole lot of prep, and be able to randomly generate great, strange adventures on the fly, this is the place for you. There's a couple new PC races. There's the Slugmen, who are the sort of ruling caste, and there are the Crabmen, who are kind of a slave caste, and humans are somewhat in the middle. The economy of the Yellow City revolves around tea, knowledge, and opium. It's the primary sources of trade, and it's where power comes from. Again, very fantasy East themed. That's about it for this one. I will post a link to where you can buy it if you're interested. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know if you know of any other great original settings by independent authors, because I would love to check those out too. Like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.